Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Sydney and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark. So, this is going to be the first video I've posted in over a month or so. And to just be completely honest with you, I have been very turned off from reselling. I've been in a funk. I haven't posted much. I haven't really invested a lot of time into my Poshmark closet or really much at all. So I'm starting to get back into it. It's tough with the warmer weather. I say that I say like, oh, it's harder in the nicer weather. That's a lie. We've had crap weather, so I have no excuse. I live in upstate New York, and there's like been something circulating in the news that we have not had a dry weekend since November. It's June. So it was just raining. So we're still on track with that no dry weekend. So I figured I would come on and do my sales for May. And this is just to give you an idea of, even without putting a lot of time into my reselling business, I still made some pretty decent sales. I still was able to keep my closet active with just doing bare minimum. Like I said, I didn't post much. I sent a lot of offers. I was really trying to clear out. I think I'm getting overwhelmed with my inventory, and a lot of it's been sitting. It's pretty stale. So I'm just trying to get things moving. And I think I did pretty well. So we'll just jump right into it. So this is starting from May 1st through May 31st. Today is June 1st, actually. So I'm on time with this one. I will put on the screen here pictures of the listing. It's a Sunday. I'm just like a hot mess express. Just picked up my groceries, just raked my backyard, and yeah, junk pile behind me, things I need to go through. It's been chaos. My son's playing baseball, so that's my whole weekend usually. And during the week. I don't know why I just said weekend, because it's all the time. Bad lighting, but with my computer screen, if I turn on my overhead lights, it's making an awful glare and it's killing my eyes. So you're getting what you're getting. On May 1st, I sold this bundle of 2 sleep sacks for $15. My earnings were $12. This came in a kid's box, which probably you will have seen. If not, we'll see eventually once I get to editing and going through all my old videos I have on here. So, earnings of $12, that's awesome, because the kids box paid for itself. The first one I did, second one pretty much did as well. The second sale I had for May was also on May 1st, and it was a Lily Pulitzer swing dress. So this was from a 25-piece box that it took me forever to list this. And once I did, I had like 20 likes on this thing. It had so much interest. It was an extra large. And I had it listed for $50, and I accepted a half off offer, which I'm more than happy with. $25. I had about $2 into it. So my earnings were $20. And with the kids boxes, I profited, or not the kids boxes, the rescue boxes are about $2 to $3 a piece that I paid for them. So I profited about $17, we'll say. Okay. I think I did like a half off sale this week, because this is also a half off price. These Madewell kickoff trainer sneakers I got in a shoebox that's on my channel a couple videos ago. Sold them for $30, so my earnings were $24. And I think with the shoebox, my cost of goods was about $5 a pair. So about, we'll say $20 profit. That's fair. So this is on May 2nd. It's a Madewell flutter sleeve dress. I got this in a 50-pound box a while ago, I think. Or maybe it was even in my 200-pound box that I got. I can't remember. Which, be on the lookout, I just ordered another one. I don't know why I do this to myself. Like, I have so much stuff in my death pile. But there was a sale, and I knew there wouldn't be another sale till like October when they do it. So I had to. Sorry, not sorry. I'm going to have fun opening it, and then I'll post it here for you guys. So this Madewell dress came in a 200-pound box. Let's say I had maybe $2 into it. Sold for $20. My earnings were $16, so my profit was about $14, we'll say. Which Madewell has been sitting, so I was happy with that. But that dress also had a ton of interest. It's funny. Sometimes like the ones that have a ton of interest take forever to sell. It is what it is. Okay, this new with tag, a New Day cotton t-shirt dress sold on May 3rd for $13, which made my earnings $10.05. I think I bought this for myself in a live show for like $4. So we'll just say my earnings were $6. It just didn't fit me right. Like I'm not a medium. I'm not sure why I bought this. Okay, we have these Me and Henry cotton striped pants. They're just kids' pants, and I had them listed, I think, for like $20. She offered me $8, and I knew they were going to be a hard sell, just based on, like, not a hard sell. I knew they weren't going to move quickly, and so the fact that I got an offer on them shortly after listing them, I was fine with accepting, and I just was, like I said, I'm purging. This came from a kid's box that I already have more than made money off of. So almost doubled my money probably. So I made about $5 on those. On May 4th, I had a bundle sale, and it was this Cynthia Rowley linen floral top, which came from a ThredUp box, a Vineyard Vines linen tee, which I think I picked up at like a garage sale or something. Maybe it was in a ThredUp box, I'm not sure. And then this Cabby Gray tiered bottom resort maxi dress, which also came in a ThredUp box. The total of the bundle before the discount would have been $90, and I believe her offer price was $50, so almost half off, and my earnings were $40. So, like I said, probably into all of this, I had about $2 to $3 a piece, so my earnings being $40, let's just say I made $30, rounded up, okay? And then we had this on May 4th, this new with tag New York & Company ombre tank top. I bought this a long time ago at a thrift store when I very, very, very first started reselling. And I probably paid about $7 for it, honestly, because I was so new to reselling and didn't understand new with tag didn't necessarily mean it was going to sell for a lot. The things you learn as you go. So this sold for $19. Like I said, I have about $7 into it. My earnings were $12.88. I must have offered a shipping discount, which I usually don't do, but I've been trying to see if that makes a difference in my sales, and I think it has. I don't really know, though. So my earnings were $12.88. I probably made about $5 on this, let's say. But hey, it's been sitting for a while. I'm more than happy to get it out, and $5 is $5. So we had this new tag Alfani linen blend collared top. So this was sold on May 5th. And for $16, my earnings were $12.80. Like I said, I was offering shipping discounts, and I did think they were helping, so I might continue that. Just because since Poshmark's upped their fees, I think that it makes a difference. So $12.80. I got this at a garage sale for $1, so $11 profit. I had this Talbot's hot pink blazer, which came in one of my very first ThredUp boxes. Well over a year and a half ago, probably now. It sold for $36, and I did not offer a shipping discount. I thought I did. So $36, my earnings were $28.80, and this being that it came from a ThredUp box, I probably had about $3 into it. Like a $25 profit is awesome. This new tag Banana Republic V-neck wrap top, sold for $12. My earnings were $9. This definitely came in a more recent ThredUp box, so I paid about $2 to $3 for it. So my earnings were $6. Extra small is such a hard sell, and especially Banana Republic, it's just not like the most sought after. It's very basic. I'm more than happy. I just wanted it moved. Okay. And then we had these Worthington black suede heels on May 8th. I'm sorry, I don't think I said the date last time, but whatever. So they sold for $12. These were my own from like years ago, and this was one of the very first things I posted on Poshmark, so I was more than happy to get them out of my house. Someone just outright bought them. $12, so I made $9, and that's full profit because they were mine. Okay, and then we had this Reformation striped crop top. Sold for $30. My earnings were $24. This came in a ThredUp box a while back, so about $2 to $3 into it, so about a $22 profit. That's pretty good. Reformation, hit or miss, depends on the piece. And I think now it's starting to decline, in my opinion. The resale value just isn't there like it used to be. So then we had this BB Dakota athletic like one-piece dress. I bought this for myself. I just didn't like the way it fit. I definitely got it in a Posh show for like maybe $5. Somebody outright bought it for $40, which I think I had it priced pretty high. I'm not sure why I had it priced at $40, but more than happy with that. My earnings were $32, and like I said, I probably bought it for, we'll say $5, so $37 profit, or $27. Guys, I can't do simple math in my head. It's just a problem I have. Okay, and then we had this loft dress on May 10th. This was mine. It has been sitting on my Poshmark literally the very first day that I opened my Poshmark closet. I posted this, and I remember because I was at my parents' house, and I was like asking my mom for it. Like, does this look okay? And then I'm like, what? What was I doing? Whatever. Sold it for $8, profit of $5. That's mine. Profit. I was mine. I don't consider it anything. And then I did have one canceled sale. These J. Crew matchstick skinny jeans. They were sold for $11. So she sent me an offer for $11. And I was literally packaging them up. She commented on the listing in the middle of the night. I packaged them up the night before. This is annoying. She commented on the listing and was like, if these aren't a 25S straight leg, cancel the sale. And I'm like, they're not a short. It's very clear in the listing that they're just a 25 regular length. I didn't put short anywhere. And they're the matchstick skinny jeans. Like, that's what they are. They're skinny jeans. And she was like, I go, well, they're not a 25S. Nowhere in the description did it say short. And she was like, yeah, but are they short length? And I was like, I'm canceling the sale. Thanks. For an $8 profit, like, I'm 100% canceling that and not dealing with that headache, because that is a guaranteed open case. Guaranteed. Especially lately. Horrible people on Posh right now. Sorry. But then I had this loft swing dress. It sold on May 11th for $21. My earnings were $16. This was mine. So total profit. And then I had did have a case opened. I had these Coach Arlene suede moccasin loafers. Okay. This woman commented on the listing and was like, can you just make sure there's are there any are there any damages, stains, or scratches to the shoe not noted? And I was at work, so I didn't answer her. And usually I don't answer people like that. I'm sorry. I'm not that type of person. Like, if I didn't note it in the listing, it's probably like if you're continuously asking me for more information, to me, it's a red flag. I'm sorry. I know that sounds awful, but when you're like, are there any flaws not noted? No, because I would have noted them. Do you know what I mean? And so now you want me to like almost set myself up for failure? Okay, which I did. So that's why I think I'm a little salty about this. She sent me that message. I didn't answer. Then she sent me a $20 offer for them. I had them up for $40. And I put that they were pre-owned. They weren't in perfect condition. There were a few little marks on them, and I noted it in the listing. She sent me an offer for $20, and I didn't want to accept it because I wanted to go home, and I did want to make sure that there were no other issues with them. I didn't answer her because I left work, went to my son's baseball game, and she sent me another offer. She canceled her offer for $20 and sent me an offer for $30. And I was like, okay, she really wants them. So I messaged her and I said, listen, I'm not home. I will look at them when I get home. I want to verify that there's no other flaws that I missed. And then I'll accept your offer. So I go home. I pull them out. It was nighttime, so I couldn't look at them in the daylight. But I looked at them under like decent lighting, and I'm like, I'm not seeing anything. So I messaged her back and I said, listen, they are worn. They're not new. They have a little bit of, like, they have normal wear and tear to them, but nothing notable, no stains, no marks that I'm seeing. Okay. The minute she gets them, she opens a case, takes pictures of all these random teeny tiny marks on the bottom of the shoe where no one's going to see them. Like the tread. She took pictures of the tread. Many marks, not as described. And I was like, that's the bottom of the shoe. And I told you they were worn. They're not new. And she responds with, they're trash. They're garbage. They're not even wearable. What? So I just said to Poshmark, I was like, accept the return. insane. So instant block to whoever this lady was. It's just like, if you're buying shoes on Poshmark, they're used most of the time. You're not gonna get something brand new, especially for $30 with Coach shoes. Like, oh, stuff like that makes me crazy. But then I have to remember, it's just one person. I was never gonna make her happy no matter what I did, and moving on. So I have the shoes back. I'm probably not gonna relist them. I'm probably gonna bring them to my Style Encore and just be done with them, because like that leaves a salty taste in my mouth for those shoes. I'll never want to sell them again. So long story short, I lost out on $24. So sorry to ramble on, but I was mad about that. That did not make me happy. Let's keep going. But then I had a really good sale, so it made up for it. And it was these Donald Pliner men's Sean canvas shoes, and the guy offered me $75 for them. I got them in a men's shoebox, which was horrible, by the way. Would not recommend. But this paid for the box itself. So they were $75. My earnings were $60. Got a 5-star review. Great. Helped me to recoup from that other sale I was not happy about. That was on May 13th, by the way. And then also on May 13th, I had these New Attack Just Don All City shorts. I had them up for like 40. They offered me 25. I accepted. My earnings were 20. These actually came in a kid's box. Believe it or not, they were a men's size small, not kids. So that box, I think I've already made my money back. And this will just be pure profit of $20. So, and then my holy grail of the month. Super excited about this one. So if you guys have watched my ThredUp unboxing, it's 25 pieces, the best one I ever received. This came from that. On May 14th, this House of CB mini Moselle dress had about 28 likes on it, okay? People were liking it constantly. I was sending out half off offers. However, it did have a flaw, and I noted that right in the listing, flat out. Took multiple pictures of it. It was New Attack, but there was a snag on it. It was like a tiny hole, but you could not see it when the dress was being like worn. I put it on my mannequin. I showed that like you can't see it. I did like 100 pictures of it. Somebody outright bought it for $200. I did have a free shipping on it because it was over 100. I usually do free shipping if it's over 100, I think. So it sold for $200, and my earnings were $151.73. With the shipping discount and everything. I had about $3 into this, so about $146-7, we'll say, in profit. And I was super excited about that. Definitely my best sale of the month. And just immediately accepted, 5-star review. Oh, love it. We love it. So that's my best sale of May. And then on May 15th, I had this Love Bonito polka dot dress. I bought this for myself. It just didn't fit me right. Probably for about $5 in a live show. And sold for $29. My earnings were $23, so my profit was about, we'll say 28 or 18 to 20. Because I think I tried it on. I wore it once. It just didn't fit me right. But yeah. So then I had finally a sale from this J. Crew swimwear box. Worst decision of my life. It's so oversaturated. I have so many swimsuits. I think in total I've sold 3. Never again. That was from Boutique by the Box. So they sold for $10, these bottoms, which whatever, my earnings were 7. I think I had about $2 into each piece, so profit of 5. I'm just so mad about that box. It's such a waste. I just don't think they'll ever sell. It is what it is. And then I had these on May 16th, these Dansko clog sandals, $51. My earnings were $40.80, and I think these came in a shoebox a while ago. We'll say I had about $5 into each pair, so about a $35 profit. Okay, and then we had this on May 17th, this floral tie front midi dress. This was a friend of mine's that she gave to me. I told her I'd split the profit with her. I told her it sold for $10. She was like, keep the friggin' money. So sold for $10. My earnings were $7. which was super nice of her to just be like, don't worry about it. And then I had 2 of these Moose Bears animal print sleep sacks, and the person bought one, and then she said, well, I see that you have another one, but I did a multiple quantity listing, so she wouldn't have seen that. I usually don't do that, so this was just a fluke. So I'm like, well, I can cancel the order and do both for cheaper, and she was like, that's great. So I did both for $20, so it was just like a half off for her. I had it listed for $20. My earnings were $16. These came from a kid's box, and I think I've already made my money back on it, so full profit of $16. This was a funny one. I've had these REI hiking socks in my closet for so long. They had so much interest on them, constantly getting likes on them, and they're just socks. Like, I get it. It's a lot to ask, but like, I don't set the shipping cost on Poshmark. This woman left me a comment and she was like, your shipping cost is ridiculous. $8. I want to buy them, but $8 for shipping? They're barely even a pound, blah, blah, blah. And she was like berating me on there. And I was like, listen, ma'am, I don't make the rules. This is Poshmark. It's not eBay. I don't set the shipping cost. And I was like, I wish I could, but I would lose money if I offered you a shipping discount because that comes from my earnings. She was like, understood. I'm happy. And she accepted my offer. Bought them for $9. Okay. My earnings were $6. These came in a ThredUp box a long, long time ago. I was just happy to see them go. I was not happy that I got yelled at, pretty much, but she still bought them. And then on May 23rd, I had this new tag Calvin Klein t-shirt, shirt, blouse, whatever, sold for $12. My earnings were $9. This came in a ThredUp box, so my profit was about $6. Calvin Klein's a hard sell, so I wasn't too mad about a $12 offer. May 24th, I had this Nike windbreaker jacket. This was my son's. Sold for $10. My earnings were $7. Full profit. He wore this a lot. And then I had this new tag Bali woman's satin tracing lace bra. Sold for $12. My earnings were $9. This came in my 200-pound ThredUp box, so like very minimal. I hate motorcycle season. So I'm just in a mood today. So I feel like this has paid for itself already, and my earnings were $9. I'm going to say that's a full profit of $9. And then on May 26th, I had this Ann Taylor peplum blouse, $12. It sold for $12. My earnings were $9. This came in a ThredUp box, so my profit's about $6. And I know it sounds crazy, like you're selling something for $6, like you're earning $6. Those will just add up, you know? It really does add up after a while when you think about it. If you add up all the $6 listings or profits that I've made, it's a decent price. So I'm not against selling something for cheap because I like a good deal myself. I like to give people good deals, and if I can make any bit of money, I'm more than happy with it. And then on May 27th, I had this Italian linen crinkle scarf. I don't know how to describe it, but this came in my scarf box, which I paid $16 for. It sold for $22. I must have offered, did I offer a shipping discount? No. My earnings were $17.60, so this paid for the box. This scarf box was actually really good. I have made triple my money back at least on it, so I recommend the scarf boxes. It's just something different. It's like good filler for your closet, and sometimes you might get some gems in there. You never know. There could be some really good scarves just because they have one little snag on them. People are still looking to buy them. Scarves are a really easy sell. It's not size dependent, you know, so it's not like you're reaching such a wide audience of people and a massive amount of buyers. People love scarves all seasons, all year round. So I like this. The scarf box is only $16, and then at the time it was free shipping because it was under $70, and they took that away, which was stupid, but whatever, ThredUp. More than happy with that. And then I have this Daphne Lowe midi dress. I sold this for $20. My earnings were $16. This is on May 28th, by the way. My earnings were $16. And this also came from my neighbor. She's my friend. And I think I'm just going to like keep a tally of everything that I've earned and then just split it in half. But we'll say I made $8 on it if it's 16, my earnings. On May 29th, I had a vintage Talbot's skirt, and then Old Navy high-waisted shorts. They were new with tag. I sold them for half off, or no, sold them for $25, and my earnings were $20. The skirt came in a thread-up box, and the shorts actually accidentally came in one of my Old Navy packages, and they were like, just keep them. So full profit there. So my earnings were $20. Let's just say I had about $3 into it. My profit was about 16 or 17, roughly. And then just yesterday, I sold a new tag Torrid Super Soft Tunic Hoodie. This came in a thread-up box, and it sold for $28. My earnings were $22.40. And like I said, a thread-up box, so probably about $2 to $3 into it. Let's just say I made $20. And I actually just saw that I just made a sale today. So I'll add that in. It's this new tag Rocky Mountain National Park hat. My aunt actually gave this to me, so this is complete profit. She paid $16. My earnings were $12.80. And that was on June 1st today. So thanks, guys, for sitting through that. I had a pretty decent month of May. Again, just because you don't put a ton of time and effort into your business, you can still make a good profit. I didn't add up my totals, but let me see if it's in my seller tools. Okay, I have a hard time with navigating the Poshmark seller tools. So actually, May has been my best month so far. Again, not putting a ton of effort into my closet. It says my sales were $925. My net profit was $719.61. So that's what Poshmark paid me over the month of May. Obviously, I have to take out my cost of goods, but I mean, I get everything at a pretty low cost of goods. So even if it's, let's say, $719, I'm gonna say my full earnings were about $650. Like, I don't even think that it could be more, but $650, I mean, with very little effort put into my closet this month, I am so happy with that. It just goes to show that you don't need to put a ton of effort into this. It helps when you do, of course, but if you don't, it is what it is. I mean, it's not horrible. So I think I was getting a little discouraged because the rest of my months were pretty like $400, $445, $525, $610 in March, but I just haven't been having the best year with reselling. So with that being said, I'm not giving up. I will definitely be getting back into the swing of things. With my 200-pound box coming, I don't really have a choice but to go go back into the swing of things. So let me know what your best sale of the month was. I love to hear about a good sale. And let me know what your worst sale of the month was. Like, did you have a case open? Did you have a return? Did you have any issues? I mean, it happens to all of us. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to sell the best things all the time. You may miss a flaw or two, and that's okay, because guess what? It all evens out, you know? So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And if this is your first time, if you could subscribe down below, I would appreciate it. And yeah, I just wanted to show my face on here. It's been a while. So yeah, thank you guys again, and I will see you next time. Bye.